Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. It's the Chicago Bulls facing the New Orleans Pelicans.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
Tip-off goes to New Orleans. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. Taking a look at the Bulls, they've got Pippen. Long way out there with Kukoc. Then it's Kerr, and it's Middleton in at the 2. Pass to Gay. 6 on the shot clock. New Orleans moving the ball around. 11 feet away. And Kerr pulls it down. Jordan against Middleton, and Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's a quick foul to pick up here in the opening quarter.
Here is Kerr. To the paint. Outside for Pippen. Now the pass to Kerr. Lets the 3 fly. O'Neal with the rebound. On defense, the Bulls. Here's Fletcher. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now here's Pippen. Middleton outside. Back to Pippen. Clock at 6. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
Now here's Kerr. D right on him. Gay comes over with a double team. Middleton against Jordan. Kerr dishes to Kukoc. Kerr kicks to Kukoc. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. And it's Pippen missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
A rebound by Kukoc.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Inside. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop chop there with that one hand tomahawk slam? Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Longley, that falls. Nice feed that time from Scottie Pippen.
Well, I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Here's Big Daddy. 6 points for him. The pass to Fletcher. Gay with no one around. No good from outside. And here's the fast break. Here's Kerr. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Fletcher passes to Jordan. They set the pick. The dish to Gay. Here's Big Daddy, guarded by Pippen. Fires the 3. That's good. 9 points for Big Daddy. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Kerr kicks to Kukoc. Dishes it to Pippen. Takes the turnaround J and misses it off the right side of the rim. Pelicans leading by 3. Pass to Fletcher. It's Jordan on the wing. Here's Shorty. Out to the wing. 5 on the clock. It's Jordan on the wing. And another 3 for New Orleans.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Bulls trail by 6. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And look, rightfully disappointed with how they played here over the course of this run.
Yeah, you know, they haven't looked good at all here lately. Something has to change for him, and we'll see what he's got coming out of the timeout.
A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Plumlee, he's checked in for O'Neal. Rodman comes in for Rudy Gay. O.J. Mayo is checked in for Jordan. And it's Drew Holiday in for Big Daddy. Chicago also making some changes. Perkins, he's checked in for Longley. Sally comes in for Scottie Pippen. And it's Harper in for Kerr. Harper's shot's good.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Mayo dishing to Plumlee. New Orleans moving the ball around. They set the screen. Fletcher passes to Plumlee. The feed now to Rodman. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Fletcher and all around the rim that time before dropping in.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
Here's Holiday after the Bulls pick up 2. Fletcher passes to Holiday. Rodman kicks to Plumlee. Outside Mayo to the wing on the left. Plumlee with the screen. Pass to Fletcher. From the baseline. The shot is off. And the Bulls going the other way now. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Middleton can't get it to go. Last game in New Orleans, they picked up the win against the Bulls.
And they may have been on the road, but you know what? They nullified any home court disadvantage in that game by how well they shot it from 3.
Shooting can always be a great equalizer. I mean, when you shoot like that from outside, it really makes winning on the road a lot easier.
And that does it for the first quarter. Pelicans lead by 4. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. Well, what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
Bulls trail by 4. On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Pippen is out there with Wennington. Then there's Harper. Then there's Perkins. And it's Kerr in at the 1. Up top, Pippen. And it's denied. And New Orleans pushing it up now. He's got the ball. And the jam by Dennis Rodman.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
Pippen with it. Guarded now by Dennis Rodman. And here's Kerr. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Clock is at 3. And that one's good by Pippen.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Holiday dishes to Rodman. Plenty of space. Here's Shaq. And that one is hammered home.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Clark, look at them. They are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. That's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts. That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Gay passes to Holiday. Hood kicks to Gay. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. And now an 8-point New Orleans lead.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
They set the screen. It's Pippen with the drive. Kicks it out to Kerr. Launches a three. Pippen can't hit. Last outing for the Bulls, it was a loss to the Pelicans. Here's O'Neal. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Big Daddy's checked in for the Pelicans. Simpkins, he's checked in for Chicago. Quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Fletcher passes to O'Neal. Feeds to Gay. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He preached patient offense and encouraged his guys to use the shot clock. He wants his guys to be deliberate. The other area he brought up was the importance of their defense against the transition game. He needs his team to get back and stay active at all times. Guys, they've got a decent hole to dig themselves out of, but still a lot of time left to do it. We'll see if those adjustments help.
And thank you for that, Doris. Chicago shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And guys, you look over the history of the Defensive Player of the Year award, and it usually goes to big men. Big men get the blocks and clog up the paint, but before last season, the last 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards went to bigs.
Fletcher in a strong finish with two hands.
And folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills. Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Outside Pippen. Simpkins passes to Kerr. Here's Longley. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Fletcher passes to Jordan. Clock at 6. He feeds it to O'Neal. Here's Fletcher. Can't hit. Good work defensively by Pippen. Bulls trail by 6. Harper dishes to Pippen. It's in the bucket for his 4th field goal. Shooting at a 4 of 9 clip.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second. And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
Looking who's out there now for the Pelicans. Plumlee, he's checked in for Shaq. Shorty comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Mayo in for Dennis Rodman. Fletcher passes to Mayo. Kicks it to Jordan. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Down low, here's Mayo, and he dunks it down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Middleton can't get it to go.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.
Yeah, energy has been the difference, and they're fighting for every loose ball and giving as good as they get on the inside.
Kukoc from outside. That's good. Kukoc has got 5 now.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Pass to Plumlee. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Big Daddy, defended by Middleton. The drive by Jordan. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3. Here is Harper. 2 for 1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
There's the pass to Longley. Here's Middleton. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
New Orleans shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
Some changes for Chicago. Perkins comes in for Longley. And it's Sally in for Simpkins. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
He's always been extremely reliable at the line, and today's been no different.
Outside, Kukoc. Outside, Harper. Middleton on the wing. Perkins kicks to Harper, and it's blocked. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Stolen by Middleton. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Pelicans on top, up by 5. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. It's been a clinic out there by Big Daddy.
Yeah, he was in attack mode from the word go. Came out very aggressively in that first half.
Take a look at his shot chart. It looks like the ink spilled right at the rim. No reason for him to settle for anything less.
Big Daddy is out there with Jordan. Then there's Rudy Gay. Then it's Shorty. And it's O'Neal in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. New Orleans leading by 3. Here's Big Daddy. He kicks to Gay. It's Jordan on the wing. Over to the wing. Here's Fletcher. No luck. Good work defensively by Pippen. Bulls trail by 3. Longley up top. Middleton outside. And it's all evened up. Middleton's got 5.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Jordan the pass to Fletcher. They set the pick. Out to the right wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. He dishes it to Jordan. Beat the shot clock, but it's off the mark. And it's the Bulls with the ball. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. And now the Pelicans on the break. That's good. And that's 15 points for Big Daddy.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
To the inside. Kukoc gets the bucket. Kukoc has got it all tied up now for the Bulls.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Shaq is screen on Curry. Jordan the pass to Fletcher. Pippen with the steal. Knocks it loose. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Some changes for New Orleans. Rodman, he's checked in for Gay. Rodney Hood comes in for Jordan. And it's Drew Holiday in for Big Daddy. The Bulls also changing it up. Wennington, he's checked in for Longley. And it's Simpkins in for Chris Middleton. Down low. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, He's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Here's Fletcher. Good on the baseline jam. Shorty's got his second basket of the game.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Outside Rodman, wide open. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
There's the dish to Holiday. Outside, Rodman. Back to Holiday. Pass to Rodman. New Orleans moving the ball around. Just 4 to shoot. That 3 off the mark. Chicago leading. Outside Pippen. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. So for the Pelicans, Miles Plumlee's checked in for Shaq, and it's Mayo in for Rodney Hood. Chicago also making some changes. Perkins, he's checked in for Wennington. Sally comes in for Simpkins. And it's Harper in for Steve Kerr. It's a close game here in New Orleans. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
Here's Chicago. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Perkins kicks to Harper. It's Pippen on the wing. What a move. Pippen showing off some terrific ball handling.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
They're all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach grew up.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Rodman with the block. Out of bounds, Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession. We've got 1:13 left in the third quarter. 6 to shoot. Pippen. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Looking at the game Pippen has been having, 10 points and 4 assists as well.
Offensively, defensively, man, he has done it all.
All hustle, non-stop effort. He just doesn't quit. Great resilience and relentlessness in his play.
He hits the second from the line.
Even with the miss, he got the big one there to put him in front.
The Pelicans trail. 59 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Fletcher, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
The one-hand tomahawk for you, folks. That's automatic highlight reel material.
That got their entire bench right up and out of their chairs.
And Kevin, how about the reaction from his teammates, not just on the bench. Look at the guys even in the game.
Sally passes to Kukoc. Here's the teardrop, and that one's good. Kukoc has got 13. On offense, here are the Pelicans. Outside Holiday. Rodman kicks to Mayo. Holiday, the pass to Fletcher. Out to the right wing. And Rodman gets it to go. 5 points in the game.
He might not get a better look than that all game. You have to get closer to him. He's not going to bite you. Get up in him.
Perkins. It's blocked. And now the Pelicans on the break. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. New Orleans shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And he makes the first. Both free throws good from Holiday. Now Harper. It's Pippen on the wing. Missed. And we've reached the end of the third. Pelicans lead by 4. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. New Orleans leading by 4, so the Bulls 5 right now. They've got Wennington, Kerr out there with Harper. Then it's Chris Middleton, and it's Longley in at the center. Dishes to Hood, and Jordan has it in the corner. No good with the triple.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And New Orleans gets called for the foul. Shorty is shoved in for Rodney Hood.
Substituting for your Pelicans. Fletcher.
Kerr kicks to Middleton. From the high post. Shot is no good. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Michael Jordan on the wing. Passes it to Fletcher. To the middle. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Inside. And it's blocked.
Been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Pushing it up. Finished off the break. Big Daddy's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Pelicans. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Pelicans.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
Almost a backboard breaker.
The feed to Jordan. Here's Big Daddy, defended by Middleton. 5 on the clock. And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
So for the Bulls, Sally, he's checked in for Wennington, and it's Kukoc in for Ron Harper. Pass to Sally. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Hit.
Sublime stuff, guys. Absolutely sublime.
Clark, he's going to start putting on a show now.
And that's usually how it goes. Once they get that lead, it's almost like they give him free reign.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Kukoc dishes to Middleton. Screened by Longley. Launches a three. No good. Jordan with some nice D.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Here's Shaq. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Scottie Pippen's checked in for Sally. Bulls trail by 10. Kerr the pass to Longley. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup, and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He told them, guys, we're getting bogged down in the half court. Let's get out and run, see what's available in early offense. If there's nothing there, we can always back it out and run our sets. Good advice, Kevin.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And the Pelicans miss again.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
At the line, the Pelicans. Scotty, 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Pippen. Pelicans leading by 8. Fletcher passes to Jordan. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. There's the pass to Fletcher. Michael Jordan on the wing. And he gets the bucket.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
Pippen against Gay. And it's Pippen again missing. Pass to Fletcher. A good finish at the rack off the slick feet. And it's a 12-point Pelican lead.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we can see right there why he does. A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
Pelicans leading by 9. Here's Fletcher. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Big Daddy's got 6 points in the quarter. Gay against Pippen. Outside, Kukoc. Back to Pippen. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Good on the first, and that brings them to within 10.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
Harper, he's checked in for Kerr. And both free throws good for Pippen.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Feeds to Jordan. 6 to shoot. Passes it to Fletcher. From deep. The rebound by Middleton.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Harper with the ball. Gay picks him up defensively. Puts it up from 17. That's short off the rim.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. You saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Pelicans.
Looks that way, Steve. And Clark, what an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, they definitely had a huge edge, and that's in their DNA, to push the pace and to apply pressure from an offensive standpoint. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are exactly the kind of games they can play.
That's fun basketball to watch.
It sure is. It sure is.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And making the right plays when they needed to, closing out this club for the second time this season. This victory pushes their record to 2-0 with 2 games left to go against the Bulls.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Big Daddy. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. Chicago calls timeout. They're behind by 6. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, this possession could decide their fate.
So that means they've got to be very careful with the basketball right now.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took them as long as it did to finally get things going, but as we always say, better late than never.
Gets the first, and that puts them up by 5. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
The free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
And so it's New Orleans with it. They've held a 12-point lead earlier, and so they choose to intentionally foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
And the second of 2 is good. That makes it a 7-point lead. Chicago calls timeout. They're down by 7. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside Harper, and the pass to Wennington. Here's Bushler. They get it back. Kicks it down to Middleton. It falls!
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Now here is Holiday. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second.
At the line for 2.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Chicago calls timeout. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, they can call all the timeouts they want, but really, I don't think it matters at this point.
Yeah, I'm ready to go home just like the players are. There's nothing they can do to salvage this one right now. Let's go. Get out of here. Game done.
He summed it up.
I was going to say, yeah, I don't think we need to comment after that.
Adios. So New Orleans wins it, probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, and it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. Now our Jordan player of the game, Big Daddy.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Chicago Bulls. Looking at the Bulls, they went 2-0 against this team last season, looking to continue that string of victories tonight. So last year we saw Jimmy Butler take a giant leap forward with the Bulls while Derrick Rose was out. So, Kenny, who's the number one guy on that team right now?
Ooh, number one option, that's tough because Rose was injured before he was the MVP. So, obviously he put the team on his shoulders. So you would think if he can get close to that form, Derrick Rose is the number one option.
Butler was a second best player last year, averaging 20.6 rebounds as a shooting guard. I think if they could play together like all the great 1-2 punches, they'll be very dangerous.
Gasol might be the number one option. Who knows?
Excellent point. We get it down to Kevin Harlan as tip-off approaches.
The Bulls are looking to defeat their Eastern Conference rival going into this one. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, the big news, Joakim Noah out with the injury.
Well, it's going to be a few weeks until he's back, but that's not as bad as it could have been. It could have been much worse. In the end, given the way it looked when he was helped off the court last game, I think he'd consider that good news.
I don't think there's any doubt. When you watch that live, that injury seemed to be far worse. So still, small comfort for him having to sit these next few weeks out, but hopefully he'll be back soon.
Here's Big Daddy. Turned in an outstanding game against Chicago. Shot clock at 5. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. There's the 3. No good. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And they really got after it from a defensive standpoint throughout that entire game. The turnovers they forced really tell the story.
Yeah, it was a major factor in the ball game. I mean, the more turnovers they caused, the more shaky those guys got with the ball.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So the Bulls 5 right now. Other teams with Dunleavy on the perimeter. Mirotic out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Rose in at the 1 spot. We're about 1 minute into the first. New Orleans on D. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what a...
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Fletcher passes to Gay. Teardrop shot, can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Gasol.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
The Pelicans have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Fletcher. And stolen by Mirotic. Now here's Rose. Not a lot of room. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. This is their first chance to take a look at the Bulls this season.
And in this matchup, last season, not one of the games went their way.
And guys, they suffered a clean sweep, and for one of the best teams in the league, that cannot sit well. You know they'll come to play tonight.
Stolen by O'Neal. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Here's Jordan. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
The defense to start and ignite that play was terrific. And I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
And really look for them now to be even more aggressive on the defensive side. Try to come up with a few more steals.
Passes it to Fletcher. The feed to O'Neal. Rejected by Gasol. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. Here's Dunleavy, guarded by Jordan. And the Bulls with another miss. The Pelicans have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Fletcher, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
You know, as the season wore on, guys, the Pelicans became a matchup that nobody wanted to see. Very tough against teams and had very few weaknesses, too.
Well, for the Pelicans last season, they were a tough matchup. The defense was one thing, but their mentality, the way they thought through the game was fantastic.
And, Kevin, you look at their record against other playoff teams, and it stacks up well. I mean, they made the playoffs by never thinking they were at a disadvantage on the floor. And having that kind of confidence in a young team, that only really speaks for positives moving forward.
The drive by Brooks. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep. And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What'd you find out, DB?
Going into this game and scouting the opposition, he told me he's a huge fan of Drew Holiday, saying, you know, Drew's still a guy with so much potential. You just don't see that many point guards with his kind of frame. 6'4", close to 2 bills, and a great skill set to match. He's a guy you love to watch, but you often hate to go up against. Kevin, we'll see if he can have a big impact in this one.
Thanks, Doris. Knocked loose. Here's Fletcher. Boom, he chickens it straight down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Rodney Hood's checked in for Shorty. Bulls trail by 6. Brooks with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. Portis, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
And this is an important game for him. I mean, he's back in his hometown. I think he could be a factor. He's around friends and family. You're getting that good home cooking as well. That usually comes with that. And I think when you're playing against any team, and even though you're on the road like this, it's not really a normal road game per se. I'm expecting to see a solid outing from him tonight.
And Plumlee kicks to Rodman. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Taj Gibson picks one up. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
And both free throws good for Rodman. They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And check out the bounce.
Oh, bounce to the ounce. Clark, how about that?
Yeah.
All right,
You
showing him
said it,
off
Kevin.
right there. Good move.
You said it, my man. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The offensive rebound. Pass to Snell. He kicks it to Brooks. To the middle. Second shot opportunity. Plumlee with the rebound.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
He feeds it to Hood. That will count. No good on that last second attempt there. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Pelicans ahead. They lead by 4. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And the Gasol brothers, both starters in the All-Star game last season. It's the first time that's happened in NBA history. Pau talked about the joy of sharing the NBA stage with his brother Mark.
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it. I'm just proud to be Mark's brother, and I'm proud of what he's become as a basketball player and as a man.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way two of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become two of the best centers in the NBA at this age.
Yeah, and especially, Kevin, when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers, who traded him to Memphis for his brother.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for New Orleans.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Derrick Rose is out there with Brooks. Then it's Pau Gasol. Then there's Dunleavy, and it's Mirotic in at the 4. Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one.
Shorty, he's checked in for New Orleans. Outside Rose, back to Mirotic. It's blocked by Shaq. And here's the break. Here's Jordan. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend. And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. There's the steal.
How about the reaction time on that pass? Quick. And what good work there to get in the way of it.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets.
You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
I tell you what, guys, I don't care what the score is. That's the play we're going to remember when this game is over.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Derrick Rose possesses a great skill set, ball handling, passing, and understanding of how to score. First rookie to ever win the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge.
Getting back to Rose, it's his extraordinary handle that allows him to get anywhere on the floor. Such confidence in the way he dribbles and drives, whether it's getting up in a position to set up a teammate, take it himself. He's the one very best at controlling that ball.
It's a great point. I mean, guys like D. Rose, Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Kyrie, they all have maximized that skill. I mean, the thing that separates him and puts him in that Russell Westbrook category is the pure physical strength. When healthy, he's able to play with.
That's outstanding hang-time improvisation right there.
Well, New Orleans is still a relatively young team, but they play with the maturity, I think, Clark, that's beyond their years.
You know, Kevin, the average age for them last year was just over 25 years old, and the youngest team in the West, actually, to make it to the playoffs last year.
Two minutes now played in the second quarter. Here's Big Daddy. He's got 6. Shaq down low. Defended by Dunleavy. Pass to Fletcher. Outside for Jordan. Shot clock at 6. The tray. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
And for the Pelicans, part of why they look so mature is how they protect leads. I mean, rarely giving away points for free and knowing how to close out games.
Oh, wide open look for Gasol. Again, Chicago.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair.
The dish now to Jordan. Carries it from three-point range. Jordan's got 5 points now this quarter.
You know, guys, the Pelicans only lost 5 games last year where they led going into the fourth quarter. They won 38 when entering the fourth quarter with the lead. That's very mature basketball for a team that's as young as they are.
So for the Bulls, Gibson comes in for Mike Dunleavy, and it's Butler in for Aaron Brooks. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Left side, Butler. Feeds it to Mirotic. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Here's Big Daddy. He's covered by Rose. Kicks it to O'Neal. Gibson with the steal. To the paint. And slam dunk by Butler.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Here's Rose, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now is 6 full seasons in the NBA, already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, you know, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
Outside Butler. 1:37 left to play here in the half. Rose goes in. Portis. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Holiday dishes to Rodman. New Orleans moving it around. Over to the left wing. Just 5 on the clock. Mayo into the lane, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Taj Gibson picks one up.
And guys, when you look at O.J. Mayo's statistics over the past few years, nothing really stands out. But then you watch him in games, especially in clutch moments, and he can seem like the most dangerous guy on the floor. A scary, deep-range shooter who loves to take defenders one-on-one.
The Pelicans making a switch here. O'Neal's checked in.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Outside Mayo. Screen by O'Neal. Holiday, the pass to Rodman. Power down with both hands.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
On the topic of O.J. Mayo, has value in this NBA.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's multi-skilled, good size, sees himself as a superstar, and yet that sometimes derails him being as effective as he could be because he just can't quite get comfortable in that role of being a backup.
Rose against Holiday. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's his first foul. We've got 13 seconds left now here in the second. Brooks with it. 3 seconds left. And it's good on the layup. Brooks has got 7 points for the quarter.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Bulls lead by 3. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. They only had a couple rough stretches, and as the first period came to a close, they had a 4-point deficit. They played with more purpose in the second quarter and fought to turn an early deficit into a 3-point lead by the time we reached the break. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, they called the right plays, and then they executed them. Great job in the first half. That's why they were so efficient, and they shot so accurately. The defense threw a number of different looks at them, but they were always prepared because they were cool, calm, and efficient.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
I really like how they limited turnovers. You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice passes. When you can play like this and cut back turnovers, it can add up to over 10, 8, 12, 15, 16 easy points, Ernie. I don't know how many points, a lot of easy points. They'll be in good shape if they can keep making the same smart plays.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the Horn.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
Jordan with a good game. 9 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
The Bulls leading by 3. They've got O'Neal. Rudy Gay is out there with Shorty, and it's Michael Jordan, and it's Fletcher in at the point. That's Alvin Gentry's 5 as we get into the second half.
Guys, the Bulls defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
Now Rose. Here's Dunleavy. And Shaq pulls it down.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And slam dunk by Jordan.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
The Bulls shooting has been just outrageous, 64% from the field to this point. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And a miss there on the triple.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Now the pass to Fletcher. Gay outside. Here's Shaq for the lead. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Butler. Here's Dunleavy. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Outside Rose. Clock at 6. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. It's Gasol missing.
That's a big donut, folks, here. Start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Shot's good by Gay. Gay's got his first points of the night.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And it's Jordan with the jam.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
And it's Rose penetrating, and it's sent back by O'Neal. And they're on the break. Here's Jordan, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And you can see the difference with their ability to win with their speed, guys.
Boy, I love the pace and flow that their open court offense has been played with. I mean, it's been humming quietly, but very efficient.
Shots good from Butler.
Shaked and baked with the crossover move, and that's what freed him for the score.
And got him on the wrong foot and then just blew by him.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Pelicans leading by 3. Inside. To the middle. Here's Shaq. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there. And most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions, finally transferred to a major college, and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
Rose kicks to Dunleavy. Gay comes over with a double team. Here's Rose. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Rose has got 8 points.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
It's stolen by Rose. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Gasol dishes to Dunleavy. Gasol a screen. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Rose. No good. And New Orleans will come the other way. And pushing it up is New Orleans. The Pelicans again in transition. That one goes. Count it. And the Pelicans lead by 6.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
For the finish, throws down the breakaway jam.
And all of a sudden, you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a terrific crunch time run here.
Bulls trail by 8.
And for the Pelicans last year, they were at their best when they had great ball movement. Very tough to guard their team when the offense was so active.
Chicago calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
And Brooks, here we go. And again, Chicago, no good. Well, on the Pelicans, guys, they were 25-4. This is a good point, Greg, when they had 24 assists in games or more. League average on assists last year was 22 a game, Clark, so they were above that, and they played well when they were throwing it around.
Exactly, and they were right around the league average on the year. That record of 25-4 shows you just how dominant they could be when they were moving the ball and finding teammates.
This is to Snell. By himself, the fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
Fletcher passes to Holiday. Out to the wing. New Orleans moving the ball around. And a wide open look for Jordan. Hits it from three-point range. Jordan's got 9 points here in the second half.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense. And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
And they get it back. That's good. Shaq's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Pelicans leading by 7. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Back to Holiday. Passes to Fletcher. He dishes it to Rodman. Here's Holiday. Over to the left wing. Holiday with another miss. The feed to Mirotic. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Up high and down hard with the one-hander.
Got a little extra forceful with that one, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. New Orleans in the lead, so the Bulls 5 right now. Rose is the 1 with Butler is the 2. The forward combination of Dunleavy and Gibson. Stolen. Rose against Mayo. Rose goes in. It's blocked by Shaq. And now here's Mayo, the fast break opportunity.
And a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead.
Well, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
And it's Butler missing.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Shot's good by Shaq.
And tired legs affect you at the defensive end first, and that's what we're seeing here.
You called it, Greg. As much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Rose kicks to Gibson. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 6 assists now in the game. And for most of his career, Taj Gibson has been a tremendous role player up front. GA, he's been extremely steady over 6 full seasons.
And Kevin, he gives you a lot of energy and athleticism when he enters the game. He's got the great length with that 7'4" wingspan. But to me, it's not just about having it. It's about the fact that he utilizes it. And it really allows him to get in there and attack the backboard and contest shots.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry had to say to the team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
And thanks for that story, Doris.
Yeah, you know, talking about Gibson, he started 70 games his first year and made the all-rookie team. But thereafter, had been mostly a 6-man off the bench through last season. It happens, but it's still somewhat unusual for a guy to go backwards like that.
Dunleavy for 3. Offensive rebound.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
Gay drives in. Jordan kicks to Rodman. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Pelicans lead by 14.
And talking about Gibson, if he ever wants to be seen as a high-level starter, he needs to work on a few things. More bankable moves in the post, a more fluid post game, if you will, and really increased strength and consistency. I think those things will carry him to that starting five.
And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson, and that'll be his third foul so far. Here's Big Daddy to the paint. Gasol with the steal.
Already he has 5 turnovers so far. That's not the strongest game for him in that regard.
Jordan against Rose. He kicks to Dunley. And stolen by Jordan. Down low. Oh!
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Bulls trail by 16. Rose kicks to Butler. Back to Rose. Pass to Butler. Inside to end the run, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop chop there with that one hand tomahawk slam?
Shorty, he's checked in for the Pelicans.
Checking in for your Pelicans. Fletcher.
And it's the Pelicans with the ball. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Fletcher passes to Jordan. Here's Big Daddy. Pass to Fletcher. 5 to shoot. New Orleans moving it around. His three-pointers off the mark. Bulls trail by 14. In the corner, it's Dunleavy. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Jordan's got his third rebound tonight. Fletcher passes to Gay. The dish now to Jordan. Feeds it to O'Neal. Gibson with the steal. Got a piece of it. And Big Daddy picks up the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Watching Mike Dunleavy Jr., he's simply the mark of consistency. We know he's in his mid-30s, but you know exactly what you're going to get out of him every season. I think Tom Thibodeau, last year's Chicago coach, really admired it and loved it.
It's so funny watching Mike Dunleavy Jr. play. I remember when his dad coached me when I was with Portland, and he was a little kid running around, and all of a sudden he's become this great NBA player. But you're right, though. He's made himself into a valuable asset in terms of the role he's been given for the Bulls.
And Butler gets it to go.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Pelicans leading by 9. To the inside. Outside for Jordan. It's stolen by Dunleavy. Outside Rose. No one near him. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 4th assist in this one. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Bulls.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Here's Dunleavy. Gay with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession.
Bulls ball. Timeout for the Bulls.
Chicago calls timeout. They're losing by 7. 1:05 left in the fourth quarter. 1:05 left in the game. Clock at 4. The shot's good from Gasol.
I love that plan. Set up the opportunity for the mismatch.
Yeah, knowing they have to get a bucket here and exploiting the height advantage where they can find it, that's a no-brainer to me.
O'Neal is screen on Rose. Here's Big Daddy. He's covered by Rose. And the pass to Fletcher. He feeds it to Jordan. To the wing right side. Tries to snap the cold streak. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And it's Rose penetrating. Connects! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feel. Really just continuing to increase the lead. This one should be easy for the rest of the way.
Yeah, and Greg, at this late stage, a lead like that has a team really feeling quite good about itself, and deservedly so.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're behind by 5. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And a quick bucket and a foul is really the only option at this point.
And the important thing about the foul is who you foul. They don't want to send a top-notch free thrower to the line if they can avoid it.
The Bulls making a switch here. Mirotic is checked in. And now they decide to foul intentionally. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they foul intentionally. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throws.
Chicago calls timeout. They're down by 7. 17 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
I think he's just trying to send his team a message, not willing to give up on this game just yet. Just trying to instill that fight in this group.
Yeah, hey, I'm all for giving messages and teaching lessons, and I respect that, but at some point, if it's over, it's over. I mean, you need to be looking at the next one. This one's done. Forget about it. Let's move on.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game.
Intercepted. From deep three-point range, off the mark. So it's a narrow victory for the Pelicans, pulling it out for the W. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, and they got pushed down the stretch, but they did what they needed to do and held their ground when it matters most and got the W.
And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And we send you now over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson again, folks, alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Time now to take a quick peek at our Jordan Player of the Game.
His highlight reel is something to watch, guys. I mean, he just simply attacked the rim. He played aggressively, did not back down from anyone. He kept the momentum moving in their favor.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. They get jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderfully